Now on Sunrise and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, a pedestrian hit by a car. We learn where the crash happened and more details. And there are early indications that a Russian anti-aircraft system may have struck a passenger plane. Plus, the death of an Oregon house cat and a pet food recall are raising questions about the ongoing outbreak of bird flu.
And we had some strong thunderstorms yesterday that actually produced a couple tornadoes. We'll take a look at that later. But for the weekend and going into next week, it's going to be a little bit warm until another front gets here for the new year. We'll talk about all that in the weather coming up.
Now, sports, your athlete of the week is a very familiar face, should you say. He's a reigning Class 2A Division I champion. See who he is in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning, Crossroads, and happy Friday.
That's right. Happy Friday. It's the end of another, almost the beginning of another week. It's the end of another week, but it is actually the last Friday of the year of 2024.
That's right, and we have about a week left to really soak up and enjoy all of the holiday decor.
That's right. I was going to say you have also another week to soak up all of the sunshine because the sun is coming back out today and it is going to be beaming until tomorrow. We're going to pick up some mostly cloudy skies, and then right after that, we're back to all sorts of sunshine. In fact, if you're tuning in with us right now, you can see that right here on your camera. Lots and lots of mostly sunny skies out there as that sunrise is starting to slowly come up. You can actually see in the background that right there is some thunderstorms that are over like way out east of us. Way out east of us, that is on the backside of that low that came through us yesterday. But nothing coming through us right now, nothing to worry about this morning. It's 53. I might have to worry about a jacket. It's a little bit chilly out there, just a tad bit. 2.3 degrees off and making it a little bit humid as well. That's at 89%. And some of us are actually seeing a little bit of fog this morning. This says a 0-mile visibility, but looking at the fog map, like I said, some of us seeing just a little bit of fog, so may also have to worry about that. So just be careful on the roads. But temperatures all across Texas, up and north, they're in the 40s. Down here, we're in the low, mid, and upper 50s. But it's going to be a beautiful day because the sun's coming out, and we have another system coming off the mountains. We're going to take a look at all that more coming up next.
A man is taken to the hospital after being hit by a vehicle. The auto pedestrian crash happened a little after 6 p.m. yesterday on Laurent Street at Colorado Street. The road was shut down for a short while crews worked the scene. The man was conscious and breathing when taken to the hospital. The extent of his injuries are not known. Now to the mystery over that plane crash overseas and indications it may have been shot down by Russia's missile defense system.
This morning, experts say it appears increasingly likely this passenger jet that fell out of the sky on Christmas Day may have been mistaken by Russian forces as a threat amid the ongoing war in Ukraine.
This certainly is looking like it was a surface-to-air type missile.
A U.S. official confirms early indications show an Azerbaijan Airlines jet was likely hit by a Russian anti-aircraft system. The flight took off from Baku, Azerbaijan, en route to Grozny in Chechnya, Russia. But Russian officials say it was diverted due to weather. Video then shows the plane flying erratically, rapidly losing and regaining altitude. The wing visibly damaged before crashing across the Caspian Sea in Kazakhstan. 38 people were killed. 29 survived the impact, some pulled from the wreckage. Local officials initially suggested a bird strike brought down the plane, but experts say photos of the wreckage and these holes in the tail section show damage consistent with surface-to-air fire, potentially a case of mistaken identity by Russian forces firing against Ukrainian drones.
There's a lot of aerial combat in this area, obviously because of the Russian invasion into Ukraine, so you used to have drones flying, cruise missiles, ballistic missiles.
The crash prompting comparisons to the 2014 downing of a Malaysian Airlines flight, which investigators determined was shot down by Russian forces in Ukraine. Russian officials urging against speculation. But another mystery in this case? The pilots reportedly sought permission for an emergency landing in Russia, but were allegedly denied.
So if this does prove to be them, then not only did they do it, which shows a pretty profound act of negligence, but it shows a willingness to try to cover it up.
Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
Animal lovers are a bit uneasy this week about the spread of bird flu. One pet food which contains raw meat has been pulled from the market after the virus killed a house cat. Some owners are wondering, what can they do to protect their furry friends?
This morning, health officials are warning pet owners not to give their cats raw food after a house cat in Oregon died of bird flu. Officials tracing the illness to frozen cat food that contained raw turkey. That cat food, Northwest Naturals, was recalled, but experts warn the problem goes beyond a single brand.
We do have many reports of cats acquiring bird flu, predominantly from raw food sources. So this goes with raw milk as well as raw meats.
It's not just house cats. At this animal sanctuary in Washington, 20 big cats were killed in the past month after a bird flu outbreak. Cougars, tigers, and lynxes among the dead. Workers now quarantining sick animals.
Feeling devastated, kind of in shock, and just taking really good care of those ones who are recovering.
The disease has been spreading in wild animals for years and was confirmed in U.S. dairy cows for the first time this year. Authorities in California just last week declaring a state of emergency. And while humans do sporadically get infected with bird flu, it typically causes only mild illness. As for your pets, experts say keep an eye on cats when they go outside to limit their exposure to wild animals, and call your vet if you notice any symptoms.
Clinical signs we're looking at would be loss of appetite, lethargy, fever, severe depression, runny nose, gunk in the eyes, respiratory signs, and lastly, neurologic signs.
Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
The City of Victoria's Parks and Recreation Department is ending the year and the city's bicentennial year with a bang. The New Year's Eve blast-off will be held on Tuesday at the Riverside Park Special Events Area. Pre-show activities start at 6 p.m. with inflatables, food trucks, and live music. Fireworks will begin at 9 p.m. Parks and Recreation is coordinating to ensure the display will be visible throughout the park. And that leads us to your viewer poll. You can scan the QR code right there on your screen to take part. We want to know, do you plan to celebrate the new year? Okay, let's take a look. 25% of you say yes. 75% of you say no. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part in our viewer poll. Remember, follow us on our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. The time now, looking at our clock up here, it is just about 6:38 on our Friday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up next on 25 News Now Sunrise. We take a look at a Wharton County family farm that endured damage from yesterday's storms.
Trump's top border advisor sharing new details about proposed mass deportations. I'm Nicole D'Antonio in Washington with details and the growing debate over foreign workers in the U.S.
And also coming up next after the break in the full forecast today, it's going to be a nice little bit of a warm day all across beautiful Texas. I'll tell you how warm I think it's going to be near you, but also coming up next, there's another system coming off the Rockies producing more thunderstorms. We'll talk about if that comes through us coming up next. Well, good morning, Crossroads. You're looking live in Cuero. You can actually see just how clear it is out there this morning, and it's so clear. There's a star right there. That might even be a planet right there on your screen. But if you're going to go see the stars this morning, or if you're going to head out the door real early on Friday morning for whatever reason, I might also recommend a jacket. It's a tad bit chilly out there. We're all sitting in the 40s, some in the low 50s, 47 in Cuero. But your dew point matching that temperature is bringing us a high humidity of 99, basically 100%, which will guarantee that we will see some form of fog. However, but like I've been saying all morning long, I don't think there's going to be any thick fog out there to worry about, just some thin fog. And if you do see any fog, it's going to clear at around 8:30 to 9, all the way down to some mostly sunny skies. And our present play under future clouds and radar, you can see there might be a few passing clouds out there today. Otherwise, mostly sunny for the day today, and it's going to be real nice as well with temperatures in the upper 70s. But in the evening time, going into tonight, here's 9 p.m., we're going to start picking up some cloud cover all the way up to mostly cloudy skies. That'll continue with us overnight tonight and into tomorrow. Why that is because there's another system that's coming off of the mountains tomorrow morning, and that's going to bring southerly winds into the upper atmosphere, moistening our upper atmosphere. But here's 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, you could see maybe a couple strong thunderstorms out in the Houston metro area tomorrow early morning. But then going into tomorrow afternoon, that line of thunderstorms starts making its way across Texas, and I think it's going to just skirt right past us in our northern counties. We're talking a 10% chance of something moving through us. I don't think it's going to be this far south that you just saw right there. And with that being said, we're looking at a lovely weekend with no real rain or storms to worry about. And coming up next, we'll look at that front coming on Monday.
You know, it's probably rare you'll see a student receive 2 Athlete of the Week recognitions within the same season here at KAVU, which means the second time around, something major has to be done. And I think leading your team to a state championship, which was also your school's first ever, is more than worthy. We're taking you back to Jackson County for the 3rd Athlete of the Week from Ganado High School. The reigning Class 2A Division I state champions put on a game for the ages. Senior quarterback Bryce Ullman had a great game in the triple overtime thriller. We saw Ullman lead the game in passing yards with 172, throwing for 2 touchdowns. Ullman also finished second in his team with rushing for 56 yards and a touchdown from rushing as well.
The team who overcame adversity the best was going to win this ball game. So I think it kind of frustrated me a little bit, but I got over it, and we went and dominated.
Ullman's threat to the game isn't only on the offensive end. His defensive ability was on display in the final deciding play of the game.
Him handed off, and I was like kind of stunned for a little bit. I stood there, and then I seen them reversing, and their quarterback was going out, and big old number 28, Vince Salvatore, he just like bulldozed the quarterback and kind of slowed him down to where I could cover him, and the number 7, he tried to put it over the top, but it wasn't very good, I guess. But yeah, it was game-winning play. Yes, sir.
Now make sure you watch our Crossroads Today Plus app and on our website to see the full coverage of the Ganado State Championship game. But until next time, I'm Ray Robinson.
Experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can stream our daily newscast and much more using your connected TV. Just download Crossroads Today Plus on your Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, or Android TV. Search Crossroads Today Plus. This morning, a closer look at immigration plans from the incoming administration. President-elect Donald Trump's pick for border czar is sharing new details about proposed mass deportations. It comes as there's also a growing debate over foreign workers in the U.S. in the tech industry.
This morning, the man President-elect Trump tapped to be his border czar, sharing in new interviews his plans to deport undocumented families. Trump's former acting ICE director, Tom Homan, who oversaw family separations during the first Trump term, says in a series of interviews that the administration does not plan on separating families, but instead do something different.
They can be put in a halfway house, or they can stay at home and wait for the officers to get the travel arrangements and come back and get the family. You know, the best thing to do is for families to self-deport themselves.
Homan also argued that families could leave their U.S.-born children behind, but most likely won't. He also says that massive tent detention centers will be built to house families. Homan also defended the estimated $86 billion price tag, saying the process will save American taxpayers in the long run. Meanwhile, a new battle is brewing over work visas. Trump advisors Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy are facing off against another Trump ally, Laura Loomer, over support for H-1B visas for foreign workers. The tech pair arguing that a revamped version is needed for business. Loomer claims that the visas take jobs away from American workers. As of last night, President-elect Trump had yet to weigh in on the latest back and forth on H-1B visas. He has restricted them in the past. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
Thursday's storms brought several tornadoes to Wharton County. We take a look at a family farm that endured damage.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, I've never seen a tornado, you know, and just hurricanes is all we really get down here.
Reed Stronadel helps run the farm and ranch that's been in his family for 80 years. Holy cow, he realized the massive tornado was bearing down on his land. The tornado first blew up the first of the Stronadel family's barns in its path, sending pieces of sheet metal and wood flying. They say they found some of the debris deposited in their cornfields hundreds of yards away.
It went between probably this front barn and our back barn. Right in the middle of them.
The tornado knocked out a wall of one barn, lifted off the roof of another, even moving the boat that Reed had been storing inside. All of this much better than what could have happened, though. The tornado passed right next to the family's home.
It could have been worse, definitely.
The time is now 6:46 on our Friday morning. Still to come on Sunrise, a golden retriever is making waves on social media for keeping a routine that keeps her dancing when the bin men come by. Time to celebrate some birthdays. Happy birthday to John. Happy birthday, John. Wishing you many more. Love, Mom, Dad, and all your family.
Happy birthday, John. And also happy birthday to Adeline Ray, also known as our princess. Happy 8th birthday to our princess. How blessed we are to be a part of your beautiful journey. We love you so much, from your biggest fans.
Happy birthday, Emmeline. We love you and miss you so much. Love, Ama, Peepaw, and Aunt Allie Ember.
Happy birthday, Emmeline, and also happy birthday to Blake. We want to wish you a happy birthday. Lots of love from Mom, Dad, and Lainey. And to see your birthday wish live on 25 News Now Sunrise, just go to crossroadstoday.com, click the drop-down menu, then click the Home tab, and then you'll see Submit Your Birthday Photo.
All right, the time is now 6:47 on our Friday morning. Happy birthday if you're celebrating one today, or maybe you're celebrating over the weekend.
That's right, or maybe over the weekend. Happy birthday. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, good morning, Crossroads. I hope everybody was all safe and sound after the big old strong thunderstorms that we had yesterday. Some of them even produced tornadoes. Yeah, right. We had tornadoes down here in South Texas. Here's one of those tornadoes that touched down right next to El Campo, actually in El Campo. You can actually see right here is Highway 59 that goes right across your screen. You can see the cars racing around along the road. Probably freaking out because there's a tornado less than like 200 yards away from them. I would probably be freaked out too if there was a tornado right next to me that close on the highway. But what you're looking at is this tornado that was in El Campo. This is actually, if you look really closely at all of the debris that is being kicked up by the spinning winds right at the center of the vortice, that looks like, if you ask me, maybe an EF1, maybe even an EF2 tornado, which would be technically a significant tornado in the eyes of meteorologists. This video was sent in by one of our viewers, Cindy Wilrich. Thank y'all so much for that video. Great video, I should say, as well. Look at all that big, incredible tornado that happened yesterday. But that wasn't the only one. There were a few more that happened around Wharton County as well, and also a particular dangerous situation tornado that happened northeast of Houston. It was right around here. But this, what you're looking at right here, is the next 36 hours radar loop. This is for tomorrow. There's another low that is coming off the mountains, sending another line of strong thunderstorms through Texas. However, like I said, I do not think it's going to come through us. If anything, I think it's going to just skirt right past our northern counties tomorrow afternoon. You can see where the main severe threat is over Louisiana and Mississippi. But what will be coming our way over the next 7 days is a couple systems in the Pacific that's going to bring us some fronts. And we're going to talk about that coming up next.
A golden retriever goes viral for getting bin men. We meet a dog that looks forward to trash day.
What's wrong? Where's your friends?
On Fridays in Belfast, Northern Ireland. Maddie's weekend cannot officially start until her favorite neighborhood garbage men arrive.
It's like child going to Disneyland for the first time. Like, you can just tell that she absolutely loves it.
Over the past few years, Maddie's become famous to millions on social media for just going absolutely bonkers when the bin lorry, as they call it, rolls up in front of the Fittest family home.
The bin men said themselves that they remember her from being little.
This right here is Maddie's first time in the house after Ian and Ruth Fittis adopted her. They got her just after their daughter Caitlin here moved out of the house. And pretty soon after that, they say Maddie started doing her little dances on Fridays when she was waiting for her best pals with all the rubbish.
There you go. One more.
Now many of the local bin men love Maddie so much they will often honk their horns as they drive down the road and bring her all kinds of treats. But that doesn't mean they get bare.
Where's your friend?
Also, as you probably noticed, Maddie now sports her own custom-made yellow vest with her name printed on, which Caitlin says was a commenter's idea on Instagram.
What's her name?
Maddie.
Hello, look at you.
But for the record, the family wanted me to emphasize that Maddie does not just get excited for the bin men. She's a lover of all people, especially if you're ready to give her some good pets.
She's just such a friendly dog.
I asked them if Maddie ever gets into the garbage, and they said no. However, when it comes to recyclables, Maddie does apparently love to take an empty plastic. In New York for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
I'm going to have to go home and do that with my dog. All right, still to come on Sunrise, news to know before you go. With all the rainfall we've been seeing the last couple of days, the county has an update on the burn ban. This week's rain has been enough to lift the burn ban for Victoria County. According to the Victoria County Fire Marshal's office, it was lifted at 11 o'clock Thursday morning due to the rain. A burn ban is usually put in place when the index to measure moisture in the ground gets above 575. Victoria County is now at 489. Anyone planning a controlled burn is asked to contact the Fire Marshal's office or non-emergency dispatch line beforehand. And since the burn ban is no longer in effect, the aerial fireworks ban is also discontinued for the upcoming New Year holiday, but that doesn't mean you can use them within city limits. That's always banned. The city is picking up excess garbage on regular collection days through December 31st. Residents who have extra garbage from the holidays that doesn't fit in the bin may place excess garbage in standard trash cans or in plastic trash bags. After this courtesy pickup, all trash must be again placed inside the city-provided trash bins and the lid must be able to close. Live Christmas trees will be collected on residents' regularly designated yard waste collection days. That started yesterday and it'll go on through January 2nd. Stands, lights, and ornaments and other artificial materials must be removed from the tree, and artificial and flock trees will not be accepted as yard waste. A Texas lawmaker files a bill to reduce forever chemicals in sewage-based fertilizer. You can read this story by the Texas Tribune on our website, crossroadstoday.com. And we want to invite you to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. Just search for it on your connected TV, Crossroads Today Plus. And now let's get a look at our forecast and the sunrise over the water with Parker.
That's right, Carolina. Good morning, folks. If you're tuning in with us, look at this beautiful sunrise over the coast this morning. All kinds of beautiful colors. And if you look real closely, right over the waters, that's that line of thunderstorms that had come through us yesterday afternoon. It's all the way over the Gulf right now. And that also came with the front. That's why we're a little bit chillier after this morning. 57 right now in Port Lavaca. Dew point 2 degrees off is bringing us some high humidity this morning. But with the high humidity, I'm actually going to say if you see any fog this morning, it's going to be really light. So I don't think you need to worry about that. But for today, you don't need to worry about anything. We're looking for a high of 76 today in Port Lavaca under lots and lots of sunshine. Wow, look at the sunrise over Victoria, even better. 77, also a very nice day in Victoria under lots of pretty sunshine today. And in Cuero, about the exact same thing as Victoria, fog clearing in the morning, but 77 for the high. And if you like that, we're going to stay like that this weekend. Highs in the upper 70s and low 80s. But coming next week, Monday night, we've got another front dropping us to the 60s.
All right, Parker, thank you so much. And thank y'all for tuning in. Be sure to join us tonight for 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10 with Shauna, Don, Maclovio, and Max. Have a great day. Here's a look at Rockefeller Center's Christmas tree.